Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips on how you can improve your photography, especially when photographing slow moving water, mainly for waterfalls, creeks, rivers, all that sort of stuff. So super excited. It's the first of my tutorials. Let's get on to it. It's been raining heavily for about a week now, so all these creeks and rivers, they're pretty swollen. It gives us a great opportunity to take photos of cascades and waterfalls and really give it a nice look. Okay, so tip number 1 is you must stabilize your shot. This could be in the form of a tripod, a gorilla pod, a monopod, or even just a sandbag or your backpack. Just anything to lock off your camera to prevent camera movement or shake, just because we're going to be dragging the shutter and that makes the image blurry. So first technique, get yourself a tripod. Tip number 2, and this goes hand in hand with the first tip, and that's to get a shutter release. Basically, you connect this onto your camera and you can take a photo without actually having to touch the camera, and that way it prevents shake and as a result any blurry motion. So you want tack sharp photos, you get yourself one of these. If you don't have one of these, you can always use the self timer on your camera. Basically set it to 2 seconds or 10 seconds and then it'll take the photograph without you having to touch the camera, preventing the camera shake. Tip number 3 is you want to put your camera into manual mode, and the reason is because you want to make sure you get the right exposure. You want to control what the shutter speed's doing, the aperture and the ISO. If you don't have it on one of these modes, the camera will think for you and you won't get the desired shot you want. So make sure you learn your exposure triangle and put it in manual mode. Tip number 4, you want to get yourself a neutral density filter. You can get it in the form of just normal glass or as a variable filter like this one. This can vary the strength, and it's basically sunglasses for your camera. It's to vary the degree of exposure because you want to really drag that shutter. You want to go at least 1/30th of a second or lower. And so if you've got a bright sunny day, you're not going to get that reading. It's going to be overexposed. So the way you do it is you get yourself a neutral density filter. This is a screw-on type and it's a variable. If you've got one of these screw-on filters and you've got a number of different lenses from different sizes, these step up or step down rings are really useful as well. So basically you can adapt this big filter to a number of different filters that have varying degrees of diameter. You can also get the glass mount type where you put in front. This is a graduated neutral density filter. You can use either or. You can use just part of it, or you can get one that's just fully graduated. Tip number 5, you want to get yourself a circular polarizer. Basically, again, it's sunglasses for your lens, but it takes away any glare from water and super saturates those colors as well. And the good thing about these circular polarizers is it actually drops 1 or 2 stops of light as well. So if you don't have a neutral density filter, you could probably make do with one of these, but hopefully you're going to be in a shady sort of environment. So circular polarizer, very important, saturates the colors and just helps give you that creamy sort of look in the water. If you want any information on any of the equipment that I've used today, I've put links in the descriptions down below so you can check it out. So the bonus tip number 6 is composition. Composition is very important. If you can just follow the rules of thirds, the golden ratio, leading lines, those rules will just give you a much more aesthetically pleasing image. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've completed my composition. I've got the waterfall on the right hand side intersecting the rules of thirds. I've got some leading lines going in. I've got my neutral density filter as well. As I turn it, you can see the image getting darker and lighter. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.